Trials of Osiris is arguably the best addition to Destiny since the beginning of time. The excitement of win streaking and ultimately making it to the lighthouse is unmatched in any other shooter. However, as time passes, Trials has pain points that fully prevents it from being a healthy endgame PvP mode. I personally believe that it's time for Trials to go into the Destiny content vault in favor of a new endgame PvP model. In this video, I'd like to discuss these pain points and talk about a potential replacement for Trials of Osiris. Before we dive in, I do want to provide a bit of a background on myself so you can fully understand my perspective. I don't think there's anyone out there who loves Trials more than me. I've been playing religiously since the House of Wolves in Destiny 1. I've played over 15,000 matches and have gone flawless closer to 700 times. Yet, as an avid Trials addict, I still think it needs to go. The main problem with Trials is that it 100% relies on novice players to populate matchmaking so that the top tier players can reap the rewards. This is literally the only way that the game mode can work because the primary goal is to win 7 matches straight, which can statistically only happen if there are a considerable amount of players worse than you queuing at the same time. Now, when this model was first released back in 2015 in D1, this wasn't as much of a problem because Destiny was kind of new to everyone. The bulk majority of players were on the same level playing field, and there was more variance amongst matches, therefore everyone participating felt like they had a better chance of going flawless. But that's no longer the case. Over the last 7 years or so, there's been a handful of players that have mastered the art of the Crucible. And on the other hand, you have another group of players that are PvE mains, dads with pulse rifles that play 2 hours a week, and brand new players that haven't lived in the Crucible for years. This means that the skill gap has dramatically increased, making it so novice players literally have no shot at going flawless, let alone winning a match. On top of this, if you're an average player, there's nothing worse than falling at the gates multiple times, essentially wasting hours of effort with no adept weapon to show for it. This thought prevents a massive amount of players from even playing Trials since the time spent is simply not worth it. Now, I do want to clarify that I believe there should be prestige in an endgame PvP model. I'm not saying that a new light should be able to install the game and immediately go flawless, but I think there's a better way to maintain that prestige while also rewarding that team that went 6-2 and fell at the gates of the lighthouse. If I were a lead designer at Bungie, I would scrap the card-based system and instead build a matchmaking algorithm that creates 32 or so team brackets to compete in a single elimination tournament. With this model, you can now reward first, second, and third place teams for playing well. So first place would be the equivalent of going flawless today. You can have a high chance at getting cosmetics to drop and can get 2 adept weapons as well. Second place could have a rare chance at cosmetics to drop and a single adept weapon. And finally, third place could have no chance at cosmetics and will only receive that adept weapon drop. This model does 2 things. One, it maintains that level of prestige that you see from going flawless by winning out the tournament and being rewarded for doing so. And 2, it also helps those 1.0 KD players who consistently fall at the gates of the lighthouse. With this model, instead of earning a broken Trials passage, they can come in second or third place and would get that adept weapon drop they're looking for. I think if more people felt like they had a chance to play well and be rewarded for doing so, then they would give it a shot. Are there other problems that contribute to the downfall of Trials? Of course. Destiny is plagued with issues right now that not only hurts Trials, but the entirety of the game. However, even if all of those issues were fixed, I still believe the current Trials of Osiris model is outdated based on all of the reasons we just listed. If you have an idea to improve Trials, or an idea of how to replace it with a new endgame PvP model, please let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscription is appreciated. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Cosmodrome.